Joe talks about Joe. And now, your host, Joe Slepsky.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Joe on Joe. It is me, your host, Joe Slepsky, and this is the podcast where I covered every episode of the Sunbow cartoon, every DIC, every Extreme, and we've also covered every issue of the G.I. Joe Real American Hero comic book and a bunch of that ephemera. So if you're just tuning into the show, please look back in the archives and find the episode of the cartoon that's your favorite and watch along with me. That's what this show was started as, and I've tried to carry that spirit throughout all the comic books as well, going page by page, panel by panel. So dig into the archives. It's an evergreen show. And for all you returning listeners, guess what? This isn't that format today. We've got another You on Joe. Woo, woo, woo. That's right. This week, I'm so happy to welcome back friend of the show, Agent Chuckles. It's been a while since we've had him on. And he called in from the deep, deep remote Northwest, where he lives on a deserted island, plotting his Chuckles related revenge on the world. I'm just kidding. No, Chuckles is great. And he's got a YouTube channel, Agent Chuckles. Go to YouTube, Agent Chuckles. And he's here this week to talk about said YouTube channel. He does some really fun stuff on there. He's got, well, you'll hear. But we talk about Beachhead. He's got two things going on. He's got some Beachhead profiles, which are really funny. And then he's got some file card profiles, which are amazing. So you're going to hear us dissect it this week. I hope everyone heard last week's show and then immediately went to Prop Store and bid on some G.I. Joe material for that amazing Prop Store auction. I'm happy to report I won one of my bids. I was the winner of one of the patch lots. So not whoever won the one with like 50 patches, good for you. But I won one of the smaller lots, so I'm excited to have that. There's a good chance I'm not going to need 10 patches, so there's probably some giveaways in the future of this program, listeners, so keep it tuned into Joe on Joe. It's going to be a while. I gotta wait. I gotta get those. Gotta figure out what's going on. But I did get one of those sweet Cobra pins, and that's very exciting. So, hey, if you're online, you want to say hello. If you want to say, hey, I bid against you, or I'll bid you for the Bruce Willis jacket, or if you want to rub it in that you're the one who got the Cobra branded box, which would look amazing in anyone's living room, you sure go ahead, ring me up on social media at Joe on Joe Pod. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can send me a personal I beat you email to joeonjoepod@gmail.com and let me know what you bid on, what you won. Tweet it out, brag to the world, or don't if you don't want people breaking down your house because you won that Snake Eyes helmet. I get it. Makes total sense to me. And if you want to help support the show, you can go to patreon.com/joeonjoepod and help keep the show afloat that way. I appreciate each and every one of you listeners. You're all amazing. So I had a really fun conversation with Agent Chuckles this week. It's just super casual. This is a super casual G.I. Joe conversation. And Chuckles, if you're listening, I cut out the really fun part because this is a family show. So with that, I'll let you all go. I hope everyone has a wonderful, this is Superman week. Hope everyone has an awesome Superman week and enjoys Superman on the big screen. I know I cannot wait. And I will talk to you all soon. So here, tune in for my conversation with our good friend, Agent Chuckles. Yeah, so Agent Chuckles, we're talking about your awesome YouTube site.
Yeah, well,
I love it. I think you're doing great stuff with it.
Well, thank you.
Tell us about it. How long have you been doing it? What's the goal? Like, what are your creative ambitions?
Oh, my ambitions to rule the world. No,
that's a good Cobra Commander.
Yeah, well,
that's a good one.
It's not the one I chose for I guess what we'll be talking about in a little bit, but anyway, so I started this because I just wanted to be involved, and I live out in the middle of nowhere, with surrounded by retirees, and I'm not there yet. And I wanted to get involved with things, and the file cards have always fascinated me. But darn it, if I didn't pick something that doesn't catch fire that isn't on the tips of everyone's. There's no, it's not the current zeitgeist. It's, oh, I wonder what the background information of the file cards are. But that's my love, so that's what I went with. And
Okay, well, explain that. In what
yeah,
capacity are you doing that with file cards, making videos?
yeah. So my associate Steve, the writing dad, Steve Mejias, we analyze. It's a thing we do every with my hands. We review all the classic file cards and then the original figures that go with it, and then we compare and contrast that with the modern. I shouldn't say. I keep saying modern. The classified and the retro classified figures. I skip out the modern figures in between because I know there's quite a few of them, but that's just not. I wasn't there. I bought the original waves of those figures and then I got out of them quick because of one thing or another. They didn't hit with me like the O-rings did back in the day and like the classified are hitting now. So I determined which of those figures are best represented by the character as depicted by the file cards.
Okay.
So there'll be some little line in a file card and we'll do a 3 slides on because he randomly said that he likes cabbage. Something like that. I don't know.
People steer clear of him in the 2 hours after mess.
Yeah. Mutt is not trying to take anything off his plate.
And you call these videos plastic profiles.
Plastic profiles is what we call that show, and on it, some of it is just me trying to recruit my friend into the GI Joe community. Because he grew up with it as well, but he's a good 5-6 years younger than I am. So he doesn't have, I started with the OGs, the 82, 83s. And I think 88, 89 were probably his first Joes. And so it's teaching him things and
So he's just all about Star Brigade. He's like,
yeah, I just can't stop talking about Star Brigade.
They're not more robotic Star Brigade.
Yeah, people. And then the Metaluda mutant or whatever those things are.
Where's all the mutants in this line? Sign me down.
There's no slime.
Yeah, what?
With Play-Doh armor. And so then the more we got into these plastic profiles, the more I would get into the file cards and really see, how do these guys interact with each other? And so that kind of led me into my the Beachhead's classified figure reviews. They're little 3-minute skits that basically Beachhead is the star of the show, and and yeah, I've got a whole world that I've planned out, but I've only done 6, almost done 7th episode. 9 is going to be season 1, and then we will take a little break so I can create a bunch, so I can get on a more regular release schedule with them.
Sure. And the Beachhead reviews are done with the classified scale figures.
Yes.
They look well. One, just kudos to the makers of the classified figures. They're great looking figures.
Yeah.
But you light them very well. The angles you're shooting them at, it's not overly, it's not, you're using shadows well. They look more real. It's like more realistic lighting. It gives a sense of reality to them.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I attended the University of Oklahoma Film School.
Oh, did you?
I attended. They have transcripts that I was there.
I applied.
No, I didn't receive anything for my efforts, but I really didn't put out much of an effort. So, this was the time of South Park where, I was like, oh, whatever, but you've got to go to school to do animation and get into all that, and then I get in there and it's. It helps to have these things, but if you know someone, it's a lot easier. And,
sure.
And I knew nobody.
And they're very funny. Does Steve, the writer friend, does he write them for you, or are you both collaborating on plot?
No,
and script and all that stuff?
Well, I've gotten his help on some. I've got a circle of friends that I'll hit up if I'm trying to punch out an idea. Wreckship 85, Patrick Stralco, and then of course Steve. Go, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think that this is funny? And they'll go, oh yeah, that's funny. Or, they'll kind of, I don't really know what that means. And so then I know I have to flesh it out a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes I'll try to jam too much into an episode. But anyways, basically, he's my go-to voice for if there's gonna be a handful of characters, he's probably gonna be at least two of them in an episode, and I'll probably be the other three. But
Who does Beachhead?
that's me.
You nail it.
Thank you.
You're getting the cadence of the impression from the movie. And
thank you.
Growing up, Wayback Machine, I loved Rich Little. I loved Rich Little.
Oh yeah.
I was doing impressions and trying to do impressions and stuff when I was a real little kid. I loved it. When Dana Carvey came along, it was all the voices. I'm a huge fan. I know a lot of people think, impression comics I think they're brilliant. I think it's hilarious. Yeah. And the most successful ones, I've always felt this, are the ones that get the cadence. It's not so much always the tenor of the voice. It's the cadence of how they speak and the word choice and just the speed and rhythm of their speak, not necessarily, am I too deep? Am I at the exact right register, and all that stuff. So when you hear a really good impersonation, that's really what you're hearing. You're hearing the soundscape of how you believe that person speaks. And and so that's what I hear when I hear your Beachhead.
Oh, well, thank you. It's
funny in rhythm with the Beachhead from the movie.
Well, and it's funny that you bring up the movie because when I need to get in the zone, I thank you. I'm glad to see that one of us is a real trooper. I don't always get the words right, but I know what he's saying, and so I know, like you said, the cadence, and I know how he says these things. So I try to say that in my head, get more into the zone, so I don't have, so it sounds less like me because I only got a couple different other things I can do. Most of them end up sounding like Rick Sanchez. So it's, hey, Morty, Morty, and then it's just, so.
Well, that's where you get into like the vocalization, the sound of it all. And that's absolutely a skill, but a different skill, if you can get the cadence. I think it's like I do impersonations of just people in our daily life. No one here would know them. But like I'll be talking to,
those are the best.
Yeah, I'll be talking to Toilet Teal, and I'm like, man, I ran into our neighbor, and I'll slide into it, and it's a woman, she doesn't speak like this, and I don't even try to do a female voice, but I'll just start talking in their cadence, and she'll be like, that's pretty good. I'm like, thank you. Yeah, that's what they were saying. So
I used to get in some trouble at Toys R Us impersonating an employee that I would make calls to other registers in his voice and ask for ridiculous things, NASCAR pajamas and that sort of thing, and it was fun. I don't know that it ever got back to him, but man, those are the best kind though.
Oh man, I miss phony phone calls. I miss the days of being able to have anonymous fun on the telephone lines. It's not a good film at all. The Jerky Boys movie was on. I saw it on streaming recently. I hit play on it, and terrible movie. And but that was a special period of time, man.
Yeah. Or Crank Yankers. Do you
remember Crank Yankers?
The puppets.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was just
I enjoyed that.
You
got mail. You got mail. Yeah.
In college, we would call people and impersonate college radio stations. And we would give out fake tickets. This is about 1993, 94, and we'd pretend to be the Champaign-Urbana country station. And we would start giving out. We would just start because you had the directory right for all the dorms. So we weren't calling people we knew. We were just calling people. And if we got someone, we'd be like, "Hey, this is I'd be whatever from Wixie 10 whatever." And we just
this is Dumpster in the News.
Yeah, we just started giving out tickets. We started giving out tickets to a non-existent Kenny Rogers concert.
No, the best.
It was the Gambler 90 or something like that. Like Gamblers coming back to town. And
did it include a fried chicken dinner for 4?
Yeah, right. And it was just stupid and fun, and like occasionally we would do people we knew, but we absolutely would overhear them going, I think I won tickets to a concert. I couldn't find the work. Is Kenny Rogers playing here? Like this is before the internet, right? So there's no Google. They're like, does anyone know? Is Kenny Rogers playing Champaign-Urbana? Like, because they said I got tickets. Occasionally we would hear that.
Awesome.
Yeah, phony phone calls are fun. Voices are fun. But now with AI though, that all goes away.
Yeah, yeah.
That all goes away. I have a
Um,
uh in the in the long pantheon of unrealized creative projects, one that if I ever do figure out like an AI voice match thing,
mm.
it it would absolutely be brilliant because it's it's using a celebrity voice to talk to a GI Joe person. That's all I'll say on the creative part of it.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm like I've just this wonderful idea that at least fascinates me to no end, and I'm like I don't know if I want to do that. It kind of takes half the fun out of it versus finding someone that can just impersonate him,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so
Well, and part of it with Steve is I like to yeah, you're going to be Quick Kick. But you're not going to do his regular voice. You're going to do Quick Kick doing Humphrey Bogart.
yeah,
And that's the only lines you're going to get. And then he's like, "What?" I'm sure he's like, "This guy, what is he, so then he's like, of all the gin joints in all the world, and he yeah, I like to see him squirm a little bit.
and your animation style, it's not necessarily stop motion per se, but
It's
it's like
evolving.
it's like kind of still frame vignette style. Is that what you would
Right.
call it?
Well,
or-
it all started because I do enjoy traditional action figure photography, with cool backgrounds and explosions and things. And then I made an Outback little video clip, and I just was farting around on my phone, and I found some special effects and there's an old fort nearby that's now a state park. So I had him running around this fort, standing by some retired cannons and things like that,
Oh.
like he's a one-man invasion of Cobra Island kind of thing.
Awesome. And
And,
scaled correctly?
Not at all. No,
Oh, okay.
I mean, like
So
if
he's
it were
still-
like the Weather
So
Dominator,
he's still
maybe.
6 inches and it's an actual cannon.
I was using some forced perspective
Got it.
there a
Got
little
it.
bit. So,
Got it.
yeah. So I had alarms set off, and I had the sounds of troops scrambling and explosions and gunfire, and I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. And then I was like, well, what if I could tell a story this way, And so
Mhm.
then I did try. I never finished it, but I did a little skit where Torpedo was captured. And so we're gonna have to break him out one day, but I haven't I haven't done a sequel to that.
Oh,
one.
so he's still in jail.
So he's still, yeah. There's a hostage scene with some vipers and Major Blood, and they're holding Torpedo in the middle. And
Is he still wearing his flippers?
yeah, no flipper. Still has all the full wetsuit on, no mask.
Okay,
But
okay. Well,
now they stripped him of his
well,
gear
that's
pretty quick.
true torture though. If they take his flippers, that's that's pulling his fingernails out.
Yeah. So then it evolved into and then I think my first episode or two, I had just a couple head tilts
Mhm.
for Beachhead. And then the more I get comfortable with it, the more I'm never gonna do footsteps. So my walking, if I have to have walking, will kind of be South Park style, just kind of
Yep.
but I feel like I'm getting better with motion and things like that. And I need more hands because all my hands are doing C grip hand, like pointing and
Mhm.
gesturing. But
You shooting all this on your phone?
yeah, all my iPhone Pro Max 15.
Oh, the Pro. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, man. These days, that's all you need.
Yeah,
That's you really don't need anything else.
yeah, and a stand. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can just keep it the same spot and have a 3D printer to manufacture any of the background
That
pieces
was going to
I
be
need.
my next question. So you've got
Yeah.
nice background. Like I noticed in one of them there was a coffee cup. Something about
Oh yeah.
what does it say?
I woke up hot again or something like that.
Yeah. It was really detailed. And I was like, oh, where did you get that? Or do
That
you
actually
go to
got from Etsy.
Okay, I was gonna say, do you go to
Yeah.
miniature shops and buy stuff?
I actually do. I do that as well. There's just some things that aren't worth printing out, and if I can buy, like 6 bottles of beer or miniature bottles or a mug or something relatively cheap, then I'll
and
do
when
that.
they sell them, they tell you the scale that they're at, right? So you're not guessing.
Usually they do, yeah. Hobby Lobby and Michaels.
Would it be
sell
Hobby's Lobby?
Hobby is the hobbyist
like generals,
the
attorneys,
hobbyist
like
lobby.
attorneys general.
Yes, yeah. I don't really go into Hobby Lobby as much, but Michaels has some. And there's shops online. Etsy's got a lot of these things. Actually, WWE figures have some pretty good accessories.
Oh, really?
I bought the metal fold up, well, the metal in quotes fold up chairs that I use.
Oh,
Those
cool.
are WWE smash them in the face, fold up chairs.
They're probably
So I bought a lot of like 6 of them, and so GI Joe doesn't have the really comfortable chairs yet for their briefings, but that's probably true to real life, I imagine.
Yeah, I
So
mean, listen, you're only there to listen. Why be comfortable?
that's right. That's
You
right.
know, you have one reason to be in that room, and that's to
You
pay
should be standing
yeah,
anyway.
it's to pay attention to what's going on. Like you're not settling in for 4 hours to pour over a nice novel. So the Beachhead stuff, this is like you call it, like this season is 9 episodes.
Yeah, I didn't start out doing it this way, but I with my job, I'm able to have a lot of time to just think. I drive a lot, so I think, what am I doing with this? What am I doing with this? And so then I've got it mapped out now to season 7, kind of a vague timeline of what I want and things. And so I have big plans now. Whether they come to fruition, we'll see. But I have more plans for Cobra to get involved. I've got a in this universe, so Beachhead originally came out in '86.
Yeah.
So anybody before '86 will never be a traditional review, right? Like he won't go over their gear, like what they're standing at attention and that sort of thing.
Got it.
So because they're already part of the team.
Okay.
So it's the people that come in at '86 and beyond. So you'll see Starduster and Jinx and all those rawhide characters. They'll get the traditional, where they've got to stand there with their army duffel bag and then the change and then and so that sort of thing. So and it's kind of a mishmash of comic and cartoon worlds. I'm kind of picking and choosing what works.
That's half the fun of this stuff. And I appreciate the verisimilitude there of setting it. Hey, anything before '86, he wasn't around, so he doesn't get a chance to review them. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, he can't walk up to an experienced team member and really like break them down. Now, what
if like, okay, go ahead.
No, we did have an episode with Lady J where he noticed her weapon was the power javelin.
That's the one I was watching. That was pretty funny.
And he's just, I guess I never noticed this before. How does this fire? And power javelin, and he just can't get it through his head. And then turns out Lady J doesn't really know all that much about it either.
Right. And there's something about like, oh, and you got a camera here, like, were you just recording yourself?
Yeah, a little
figuring out how to use it or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, then yeah. Well, I got a camera. Oh, it's VHS, and then I threw in Hector Ramirez there at the end as host of Funniest Videos.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I think I called it something different, but
that's a lot of fun. But now, like, so let's say they, let me think. So I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but like, let's say Tiger Force Duke was in '87 or '88. Could he then review Tiger Force Duke? Even though Duke preceded him in the line, would that fit
not in that way? So I did actually do a Tiger Force a little bit with Outback. I think he was the second or third episode I did. He looks at Outback's traditional costume and goes, "Wait, you're out in the woods, but you're wearing a bright white T-shirt." And then Outback's like, "Hey, it's okay." I mean, in so many words, he says this. "I've got another outfit. Let me go change. Maybe you like it better." And he comes out in his stark white hair, bright orange shirt, and Beachhead's like, "Okay, I don't believe any of this." Well, it worked out because he couldn't find him. At the end, he had lost Outback in the woods. Tiger Force.
That's so funny though. Now that you're saying that, they swapped color on Outback. He went from being red on top to white and white in the middle, or like orange on top to being and white in the middle to being white on top and orange in the middle. I've never looked at it that way. They absolutely just swapped his color schemes.
They just I don't.
None of them are good for hiding in the jungle. But
he
looks great.
Yeah. Oh, that figure, that Tiger Force Outback is amazing figure. He's an amazing figure.
I am officially in the camp of I screwed up when I was a kid, and I remember feeling not gypped, but like not wanting all the team repaints because I already had the dudes, you know, and like I wanted the variety, like I wanted the new guy, you know, like you're getting one of every couple of months or something, you know.
Sure.
So like I wanted a new person instead of necessarily a repaint of Duke. So I had like I had Special Missions Brazil, and even then I felt like they were lesser. You know what I mean? Like in my head, I was like, I already got the originals. I don't, you know.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, it's awesome.
Right.
So I never had any of the Night Force, Tiger Force stuff. I am now 100% in the camp of I'm in love with them. Mm-hmm. I'm in love with picking up the old ones. I'm in love with the new reissues they're doing on them. I think they're fabulous. So Plastic Battles, you've covered. Are you still going to be doing those? That was my question. I'm like, I had a question in my head. Where was it? Yeah. Are you're still going to be doing
doing the plastic profiles? Yep.
I'm looking at Mutton Junkyard, Low Light, Torpedo, Zorana, Shipwreck, Outback, Serpentor, Flint. You've covered a lot. Quarrel, Torch, Jinx. Yeah, you've done some good ones.
For near 2 years, I think. Yeah, we haven't completed the Dreadnoks yet, but we've still got Buzzer to go. Mm-hmm. We just released Agent Helix. And now that was a tricky one because she doesn't have a traditional vintage figure, but we drug the modern figure out and looked at that.
I like
and I've got Shockwave
she's
coming
become
up next.
so popular.
Oh yeah, it's
cool.
Great.
She's pretty
it's
cool.
It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, for a fandom
quietly taking the world by storm.
For a fandom that generally doesn't like change, you know, and then a character to come along like this, kind of. I mean, I guess Dawn Moreno has to an extent, but I think Helix has come along more so than she has.
Yeah, Dawn. I don't think Dawn as much. Just because
I don't think people were super thrilled with how she came around anyway.
Yeah, and she's, for my money, she doesn't offer much beyond just being a female Snake Eyes.
Right.
Like Helix is kind of her own bad, you know, bad butt, so to speak. You know, like she's got her own swagger to it, and she does her own thing. Whereas Dawn is just like a female Snake Eyes, which is fine, but you know, more for that feels like more of a offshoot statue thing. Like I still find it weird in the comics when Snake Eyes is running alongside Dawn is running alongside the young kid who replaced Snake Eyes. What's his name?
Well, he's Throwdown, right?
They call him Throwdown now. Yeah, Kamakura. The CG son. Why can't I think of his name?
Oh, his real name?
Yeah. But yeah, it's like seeing three Snake Eyes go into battle. You know?
Yeah. Hey, look, it's Snake Eyes and Snake Eyes.
Yeah, that always throws me a little. I'm always
I really want a Don Moreno figure because I really want to see Beachhead talk to a 14-year-old girl. So that'll be, or 16 or however old she's supposed to be. Because I think that would be amazing. I don't think it's going to go well for Beachhead. I'll just say that. I haven't thought about it too much, but now that I'm thinking about it.
What are you trying to say? Beachhead would be at that Diddy party?
Yeah. Oh no.
What are you saying?
No, I was not steering the boat that way.
More like how would he just be verbally abusive to a 14-year-old girl?
I think it would be. I think there would be abuse coming from all sides.
Yeah. That checks. But have you met a 14-year-old girl? Maybe they deserve it.
I have had one at one point, and she now does Lady J's voice for me.
Oh, so, that's very cool.
Yeah, and she's the band. I Hate You, Beachhead. If you've heard the outro theme, that's her band, and that's her voice doing that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Of course, I repurposed the music. The music is a song called "Not Yours, Never Was," but that part with the drums. I love that part. So I've stolen that.
Shout her out. What's her
Cherub Tree? Cherub Tree is the name of the band. They are on Spotify, and they're big deals in the DC music scene.
Really?
Washington DC. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. How old is she now?
But
she's an adult now. She's not.
Oh yeah.
She's not like a School of Rock kind of kid,
right?
Oh, okay.
No.
Got it.
I mean, she was in a way, but that was in high school and band and that sort of thing.
Cherub Hill?
Cherub Tree.
Yeah. Cherub Tree. Check it out. That's amazing.
Cherub Tree.
Joe and G.I. Joe connection. That's awesome. So, Agent Chuckles, what's one, we want to get more people subscribed to your channel. So just Google Agent Chuckles YouTube. You'll find it. It's the first thing I found. check it out. Check out Beachhead's classified figure reviews. They're very funny. Share them around the web. What's like? Is your next move just more Beachhead reviews? Is there one thing you're excited about? Is there a teaser you can give us for like the culmination of this season?
Yeah. So we'll start with the teaser. So season 1, that just sounds so grandiose saying it like that. That's my little 3-minute videos.
No.
Eventually I'm gonna do the the sort of the super cut. I'm gonna put them all into one video, one easy to watch. I guess it'll end up being near half an hour, which no one's gonna watch it for that long. But no, I'm just
great.
kidding. I just teasing. No, but I'll put them all together so that someone can just sit and let them play. But yeah, so episode 9 will have elements that I've sprinkled in with Cobra. So if you've watched, you've seen that I've introduced Zartan as someone lurking throughout G.I. Joe. We've seen Cobra Commander. So there'll be some more of that to finish up this season. And then, yeah, I'll let the cat out of the bag here that Beachhead's new costume will debut in the last episode.
Exciting.
But you got to find out how.
Okay.
As far as things I'm looking forward to doing, I think I've found a good pocket to stay in. I don't, you were talking about, unfulfilled projects and unfinished projects. I've got a lot of those, and I'll hit up my circle. I'll go, hey, I want to do this. And they're like, oh, that's cool. And then it's like, how about this new thing? Let's do that instead. So I've got a lot of those things where but I like what I'm doing now. And my work is slow this time of year. So I look to stockpile some episodes of both shows, Plastic Profiles and the Beachhead shows. And that way, when it gets to wintertime and my work gets busy, I can stay on a nice, even schedule, and everyone will know when things come out.
That's awesome. Can I throw you a creative idea?
I love it.
A little bon mot for you to.
Yeah.
When you're stitching your 3-minute shorts together, do an interstitial that's like Beachhead's Project Runway.
Oh, okay.
And that's your interstitial.
Like the Sergeant Slaughter promos between commercials from when they show that.
But it's like,
boy, we're really in a pickle right now,
Sure, but it's like Beachhead. It's like Beachhead doing a fashion show, like it's his Project Runway show, and it's just all glitz and glam. Picture Beachhead in the world of Gem and the holograms. You know what I'm saying? That's where my brain's at. Something totally non-Beachheady, but it's like Beachhead doing like fashion.
Oh, he would be in hell.
Yeah, it would be amazing. Or, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'll flash into this. The movie Bruno. When Bruno talks about going to the fashion shows, there's this I think it's the opening credits, and he's just like fashion, style, and it's just ridiculous. Do something like that. Have fun with it. Like break out of Beachhead's comfort zone.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I kind of like
that.
Yeah,
that's yours.
I can't promise I'm going to take the fashion stuff, but definitely the in between something in between the episodes. I think I really like that idea.
Well, then my job is done. But my job's not done, listeners, until you guys all go subscribe to Agent Chuckles' YouTube channel. Give him a bunch of views, give him a subscribe, give him a bunch of thumbs up, get that channel up there, and check out these videos. They're a lot of fun. They're fun. They're just fun videos.
If I may add, I've also started something, and I haven't gotten the chance to do it yet. But I'd like viewers to send in questions. They can send in a little video clip, or they can just send in a typed question, as a reply to or a comment in a video or anything like that. But I'd like Beachhead to answer it, sort of Space Ghost style, in an episode.
Oh my God, yes, that's what I want. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beachhead.
If you've seen my commercial,
coast to coast.
Yeah, if you've seen the commercial I did with Beachhead, and then Steve and I are both in it. I was able to put our screens in there with Beachhead talking to us.
Yes.
And that's on the YouTube site. And that's how I envision answering questions. So I would love to hear, Beachhead would love to hear anything you have to say. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be questions exactly, but anything you want to comment, he would love to hear it.
I want that. I want that for you more than anything else right now. There it is. I found the videos. Yeah. There, I see the two of you on the screen with Beachhead talking to it.
It's not my best acting for me, but
it is because you're doing Beachhead.
Yeah, well, the Beachhead's that's easy.
Yeah.
But me is a whole different thing.
Yeah, I see that. Just the still from it. That's very funny. Beachhead talking to both of you. Yes, more of that. 100% more of that. So listeners, absolutely go do that. Give Agent Chuckles, longtime guy, longtime Joe and Joe friend of the show. Give him all the support you can. What figures are you excited about coming up, or waiting for? Or did you back the Snowcat?
I probably will. It's of course expensive, but it's amazing. I don't know why they didn't do a chef roadblock for the little kitchenette. But
you'd think that seems I love by the way, I love the kitchenette. Gotta eat.
100%. Everything, it's all amazing. The bivouac's
so cool.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if the camouflage sort of the canvasy tarp part of it, is that snow camo? I imagine it is, or is it like green? But I don't remember if I've seen that side. But yeah, I'm excited about the bivouac. Excited about the whole project, really. So what figures am I looking forward to? Maybe a wish list, maybe something you hope that they do. Yeah, I would love to see their take on Beachhead Unmasked. I don't know if I want the handlebar, or not the handlebar, the horseshoe mustache that they've done with some of the modern figures, but I'd love to see what they come up with. Any masked figure should have a separate head sculpt. Well,
Beachhead's V2 was kind of crazy. Like it had crazy colors, it was like teal and yellow.
Yeah.
Like I would actually be interested in their take on that version of him. Certainly, I'm not saying that's the coolest. Obviously, V1 Beachhead is top tier, easily top 10. But his V2 is so peculiar looking. I'd like to see them make it work and make it look good, because they've got to really flub, the look of things. Sometimes.
Oh yeah. Everything outside of 2 or 3 figures. I think like everything they've done.
Falcon's face, and you know what? Who's more punchable than Falcon? Right? So why not give him a punchable face? Like that made sense to me.
Yeah. No, Falcon probably is the poster boy for missteps in the line, but there just really aren't that many.
Yeah.
I mean,
they fixed it on the reissue, whichever
they did.
Whatever
Night
Force or something.
Really like that face either, but it's a good face. He looks like a young guy.
Yeah,
he doesn't look like the original one. So
I just got Dial Tone in the mail.
Oh yeah, I got it recently.
For being Dial Tone, he looks so good.
Oh, he's amazing.
The level of detail they got on all of his various parts and accessories is absolutely fantastic. Dial Tone is absolutely a knockout.
Yep. Yeah, he really is. He's going to be a plastic profile here shortly. He's he is a really great figure. It seems like the ones that you might have least liked back in the day is the ones they put more effort into now.
Mm-hmm.
So like I kind of like Dial Tone back then, but like he was it's okay. But like he really is amazing figure. Just like now I can't think of any. But there's I know there's at least
what the analogy is. The analogy is you shouldn't remake the movie Psycho because Psycho is perfect, but you should take a movie that wasn't that great and remake it. And then you know what I mean? And so there's room for improvement on something that you're familiar with. And so when you get the new one, you go, that's a much better version of that same story. But when the original was, Psycho, Snake Eyes, or, Beachhead, even if they do a really great job with it, you're like, well, but it was a really great design to start with, I think that might be the effect that we get with characters like Dial Tone and some of the unexpectedly well done ones.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. I think that's right on the money. And then his Atari 2600 that pulls right out of the back. Yeah.
So good. Awesome. Well, Agent Chuckles, thank you again for joining us on Joe and Joe this week.
Oh, well, thank you for having me on. It was a blast.
Anytime and every time. And now you, Joe, and Joey is half the battle.